I love this town, Nice. So cool, so beautiful. A big city on the beachfront, and they got an airport to take you wherever you want to go internationally. Well, not in times of coronavirus, but it's a cool city. Got my coffee for this early morning train, 7:57 train. Check out this view. 7:57 train from France to Italy, from Nice all the way to Florence via Milan. I'm taking the Tello train up to Milan. I'm going to change trains in Milan and then take the train down to Florence. Now this is my first time in coronavirus time to take a train. Can you see me? This is my first time in coronavirus time to take a train across border, so I'm interested to see how things are at the border. Of course, there's the passport control, but you also have to show your negative coronavirus test, so I have that with me. I'm going to have to show that at the border crossing from France into Italy. This is traveling in coronavirus times, and we're going to see what it's like. Now the cool thing about this train is it goes from Nice to about Geneva, all along the coast, so you get these stunning views. Now there's another slower train that goes from Nice all the way to Florence, but it's so slow. It goes all the way along the coast, past Geneva to Savona, past the Cinque Terre, on to Pisa, where you change trains. And I've taken that train before. It takes forever. You don't want to take that train. This train gets enough of the coastline, but it's still fast. It's a fast train. It's the Tello train. Up in Milan, I'm going to switch to the Frecciarossa train, and that's the red arrow. That's fast. That's Italy's fastest train. This is the pretty cool Milano Centrale station, and I made it from France into Italy. There were no passport controls, no coronavirus tests that I had to show, so all that for nothing. Here in Milan, I only have about 10 more minutes before I catch my next train. I'm gonna go get a bite to eat. Such a tight connection there in the Milan Centrale station. There wasn't time to get food. That first food stop, that food shop had such a long line, and the other one, there are only two inside the station, and to go outside the station it takes so much more time. So couldn't get any food. Luckily here on Frecciarossa they do give you a little orange juice. They give you some sparkling or natural water. I went with natural water and a little salty treat, some potato chips. Not a big fan of potato chips. These are alright. 1 year ago, I was at the same bike race, Paris-Nice. I was in Nice, and at that time, in March 2020, the world was going into lockdown. Italy entered its first lockdown. The whole nation went into lockdown. The borders were closed, and so getting back from Nice to Florence was complicated. And I took a train from Nice to Menton, the last town at the border, and then got a taxi from Menton over the border to the Ventimiglia train station, the first Italian train station over the border. At the border, military police checked my passport, made sure I had a reason to come into Italy, that I had a residence in Italy, and then I got on the train in Ventimiglia, took the train to San Remo. That was the first town where I could rent a car. I wanted to rent a car and to drive the rest to Florence because the trains were unreliable in those days. I got home to Florence and it was a lockdown. I think the next time I traveled from March was not until August, and the big lockdown, the summer, and now it's all kind of happening again. But the good thing here is that the trains are moving much more smoother. We saw no border checks today, no document checks, so you can travel within Europe on the trains. You just have to wear the mask, which I'm not doing now because there's no one in this train car. You have to wear the mask, you have to follow all the rules. Sometimes you need to fill out those documents that prove you have reason to travel. Now also before this trip, I got an email from the French train company saying that I had to have a PCR, a nasal swab, one of those nasal swab coronavirus tests. I've had so many this year. I got one, but in the end it wasn't even needed. So there you go. A lot of uncertainty, but the thing to take away from all this is that you can travel, and this time I'm almost to Florence. This is the fast bullet train to Frecciarossa. I'm gonna be there soon. Arrived here in Florence. Uneventful train ride, smooth sailing, fast trains, no controls of documents. I guess I can be happy because it's easy. It looks like there may be a control up ahead, but let's see what goes with that. Orange zone for Tuscany right now, and all of Italy's expected to be in the red zone for Easter holidays. So see if our documents are controlled as I... Hi. What? Scusa. Look at this in Florence, and this is one of the cool train stations because right outside the train station you have the Duomo. Over this way, the train station. Made it a long journey, and it's always welcoming to see the Duomo. You see it over that way, right above my coffee cup, and I got a brownie as well because it's been a long journey. This is my first coffee back since I left Nice this morning. Before I make the trip home, which is just across the city, I'm on the north side of Florence. My place is on the south side of Florence, Porta Romana. I thought I'd have a little coffee break. You can't have any of these inside at the bar. Got a cafe macchiato, pretty good, and a brownie. I love brownies. So the train trip from France to Italy, really easier than I expected. Even coming out of the train station here in Santa Maria Novella in Florence. No controls. There are places set up where they could be doing controls, but they weren't controlling. Brownie's delicious. I'm not gonna sleep for 3 days after this. Oh, so good. So what you need to keep in mind when you're traveling Europe, carry all your documents with you. Check in advance if you need a PCR, coronavirus test. I did that. In fact, I was warned by the French train authorities I would need it, but they never checked for it, and you just don't know. But the ability to get out there and travel exists, and hopefully as we come into the summer, we'll look at a summer like we had last year, and we'll go into a fall, and it'll be better than last year's fall. We won't have any more lockdowns. Everybody's gonna be vaccinated. Well, that's my little micro journey from France into Italy. What about you? Do you have any small trips planned, maybe across state lines of the United States or crossing borders within Europe? Let me know down in the comments below, and if so, give this video a thumbs up. Also, be sure to check out the other videos I did recently on flights within Europe during coronavirus times. Hopefully all this coronavirus worry will end soon and we'll be back to traveling as it once was back in 2019.